Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and also welcome back to me. I'm back in the UK after having a week in Cologne, Germany. I was at Gamescom. It was an absolutely amazing experience. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in for the live streams, and it was incredible also to be able to give away all those fantastic prizes. But now we're back to business. And one of the best things about being away for a little while is when I come home, I get to check out some of your awesome replays that have built up over the previous week. And this one is no different. Annoy 21 is playing in the AMX 30B. This is the second Tier 10 French medium tank that came into the game fairly recently. Now this, unlike the Batchat, does not have an autoloader. The Batchat has that 105mm autoloader that is capable of putting out 5 rounds, totaling, I guess, 1,950 damage fairly quickly into its opponents. And that's what makes the Batchat special. So when the 30B came out, well, frankly, it sort of hasn't had the same impact the Batchat has. Not that many people end up getting this vehicle, and those that do, quite often don't keep playing it. Now, why is that? Well, it's because the vehicle is very similar to a tank that's currently in the game and has been for a long while, the Leopard 1. It's sort of a second-line sniper kind of machine. It's very, very, very accurate. I believe the accuracy is 0.30. And that means that if you miss, even up to like hundreds of meters, you kind of curse the Serb. You go, why? Why has my shell not gone where I aimed it? And rightly so when you've got that level of accuracy. So this tank is just as accurate as the Leopard. Its aim time is just a touch longer. But aim time isn't everything, because also there is dispersion when you turn the turret, when you move the tracks, all of that. Those are hidden stats that you don't see in the garage. And the AMX 30B does really well with those. It has very little accuracy loss when it turns its turret, when it moves. Which means that I feel personally that I'm accurate more quickly in this vehicle than in the Leopard 1. But I'd love to do some testing on that, because that's just a subjective opinion. I haven't really gone and tested it, the Leopard versus the AMX 30B, and that's something that I will be doing, hopefully, when I get round to fully reviewing this vehicle. So one thing that Annoyed 21 does very well in this game is he uses auto-aim over ridge lines very well. A lot of you might be looking at the amount that he's using auto-aim and going, oh, is that just how he plays? Does he not manual aim his shots at all? Well, we saw him aim some at the E100, and later on we're going to see him doing some good sniping. But when you're on these kind of ridge lines, it's rather nice to auto-aim, because then when you pop over the ridge, your shot is directly over the center of the target. It also allows you to gauge the distance between you and your opponent, but importantly also keep your eyes around you. Now, I don't think auto-aim should be used that much, but when you've got a tank which is quick to aim as this, as accurate as this, with an aim time as low as this, it's very good indeed. So just a quick pop over, put one into the STB-1, and he was unlucky that the STB-1 was able to return one into his lower plate there. And so the AMX 30B, it doesn't do everything as well as the Leopard, though, I hasten to add. It has 8 degrees of gun depression, whereas the Leopard 1 has 9, which means that going over these ridge lines, it does feel slightly awkward compared to, for example, the FD4 202, which has got 10 degrees along with the STB-1. So that allows them to not have to extend their tank so far over ridge lines. A great shot there into the T-62A. The third one that Annoyed 21 has put into him totals his damage up to nearly 4,000. 4.5 minutes into this game. This round surely is crazy, and this isn't a position that I would usually take. But none of his team took that northeastern part of the map. So that means that the enemy have taken it for free, and now they're pushing in and will be allowed to put some pressure up on the M53-55, who has been very vocally annoyed about where his team has gone. So there are a couple of other things that this vehicle, it does very similar to the Leopard. It has pretty much the same mobility. I believe its top speed limit is exactly the same. It has slightly less horsepower to ton ratio, and its ground resistances are worse, and I believe its traverse speed is also just a touch worse than the Leopard. So overall, that means that the AMX-30B is just not quite as mobile as the German Tier 10 sniper medium. So what are the benefits of the 30B, you might be asking? Well, I've listed a lot of things that it does either as well as the Leopard or not as well. But what it comes down to is its lower profile. Its lower profile means it's a smaller target to hit. And also that means that its camera rating is better, which is a definite plus. And as we mentioned earlier, the vehicle is more accurate after having turned its turret. Faster, at least, well, I feel it is. Maybe you guys will disagree with me. There definitely is less spread on the dispersion after you turn and when you move. So this game, I have to admit, I've been talking so much about the 30B here, which for me, the special thing about this tank is how does it compare with the Leopard? Almost turn this into a bit of a mini tank preview. We haven't focused on the great game that Annoyed 21 has been having, which has left him now alone at 1 versus 5. He's done 4,700 damage here, only picked up 1 kill. That was his first kill of the game on the WZ-131. But it's almost certain that he will have picked up a Confederate medal so far. So how is Annoyed going to try and approach this 1 versus 5 situation at the end of this game? Well, he needs to firstly probably think about taking out the M53-55 on the enemy team, aka DJ Thrash Asmos. The names in this game on this American server are absolutely ridiculous. Look at this. They're not even in a platoon together, and you can tell they're pretty much the same kind of the same kind of person. MLG Taco Snake. Oh, these names are absolutely brilliant. I wouldn't usually expose players, but wow, you deserve a shout out just for MLG Taco Snake. That's great. Good stuff. So, Annoyed 21 gets spotted there by the AMX-30 prototype on the enemy team. He narrowly avoids the shot, but now he has the artillery. I like what he's doing here, going forwards and backwards using the ridgeline to hopefully avoid the shell. The M53-55 misses, and that allows Annoyed 21 to finish him off. Great result there. So 1 down and 4 to go. But they all are very healthy indeed. The T-34 is on full health. The Tiger II would be on full health if he hadn't shot him already. And the 30B is on full health. And the shot goes right through Annoyed 21's gun there, taking it out. But a small repair kit puts his gun back in order. Looks like a Jagdpanzer E100 shell narrowly avoids taking Annoyed 21 out the game there as it hits the ridgeline in front of him. And Annoyed 21 decides that he wants to distance himself from the AMX-30. Now, generally, my advice would be at the end of a game when you're outnumbered is you have to be aggressive. You can't afford the enemies to create a plan and then surround you. But luckily for him, I believe that Annoyed baited the AMX-30 into thinking that he was running away, so the AMX-30 chased him. And this is the rate of fire difference between the Tier 9 and the Tier 10. Oh my word, he auto-aimed there and bounced a shell off the AMX-30, but luckily the AMX-30 did exactly the same thing. That allows Annoyed to finish him off, but he did take a lot of damage there against the Tier 9 French medium tank. And he still has to deal with a Tiger II that's got 3/4 combat capabilities left, T-34 who's completely in the game, and a Jagdpanzer E100 who has got 3/4 of his life left as well. So there's a lot of butt kicking that must be done before Annoyed is able to even have a chance taking down this 1 versus 5. Whoa! The Jagdpanzer E100, 170mm shell whizzes over his head, but the Tiger II reveals his position, and a quick bit of aiming there, well, it must have been auto-aim actually, allows Annoyed to put the first shell into him. But it looks like he's going to have to put 2 or 3 more into the Tiger II. He's going to hunt him down, hopefully before the T-34 arrives in the situation. Oh no, a bounce off the cupola, not what you want. Every single bounce counts in these tricky situations. He auto-aims, pokes out, pulls back. I love the way that he's using his auto-aim in this situation to get quick shots around turrets. The Tiger 2 puts one into the back of his tank, and he is not rolling very well here, leaving the Tiger 2 on a good chunk of hit points. But he pops out, secures the kill. Great result there. One thing I should highlight is the players that Annoyed has been fighting here. Oh my word, as he bounces a shell from the T-34 off the front of his hull. Well, statistically, they're rather strong. He's taken out the AMX 30. He's gonna be dealing with this T-34 now, and then he has to deal with the Jagdpanzer 100, who's got 4 kills at the end of the game. How is he gonna handle this situation? Come on, put that accuracy and low aim time to work. Unable to go through the turret ring there of the T-34. Oh, disaster. The T-34 puts a good shot into his cupola. One thing I didn't mention is this AMX-30B has a terrible weak point sticking on top, which makes it very tricky to win these kind of situations. But some clutch aiming there into the top of the cupola of the T-34 puts the first out of probably the 4 shells he's going to have to penetrate to take out this Tier 8 American Premium Heavy Tank. Can he find his next shot? Yes, he can. Oh, come on, come on. The T-34 is deciding he wants to rush in to get the kill. T-34 fires and shoots the Tiger 2's gun, which means that Annoyed 21 can track him, and his rate of fire is so much better than the 4 rounds a minute on the T-34 that he shuts him down with the 4th shell going into his tank. 9,500 damage now and 5 kills. An absolutely crazy result here for Annoyed. I really like the way he's been using tanks as cover, how he's worked the ridge lines, how he's baiting his opponents into making mistakes. How can he deal with this Tier 10 German tank destroyer? Oh, surely the Jagdpanzer 100 is going to fire. Keep moving backwards and forwards. The Jagdpanzer 100 is rushing towards him. He misses the tracks. Oh my word, the Jagdpanzer E100 whiffs a shell right over his tank. 4 kills, 1,640 WN8. And it looks like you just fed this game to Annoyed. This is a very satisfying situation for any kind of a medium tank to come through a game like that and to know that unless you totally cock up, that you have the situation completely covered. What a fantastic result here for Annoyed 21. So Annoyed 21 certainly carried this game like a complete boss. 11,000 damage nearly, and getting a top gun with the last shot of the game. What a fantastic result for you. Annoyed really showed us how to handle pressure at the end of the game, taking out his opponents one by one by one, and even using their Rex as cover to take out the next opponent that was going to step right up. Luckily for him, his opponents did come at him one by one by one, but that generally is what has to happen for you to get a Kolobanos medal when you're engaging 1 versus 5, and they're pretty much all on 75% or 100% health at Tier 10. So looking back on it now, I'm not sure if this name is meant to be Annoyed or Annoyed, but surely it can't be the latter because you kept ice cool under pressure here, didn't let your emotions get the best of you. You kept calm, you carried on, and you had some clutch moves under just intense pressure from the enemy team. It truly was a round to behold, and something that a lot of us can learn from. Never give up, guys. So let's just take a very quick look at the post-game stats. So what a fantastic result here for Annoyed. He got the high caliber medal for his 10,900 damage, a top gun for 6 kills, as well as getting a Confederate medal for assisting his team in killing 6 vehicles, and the one that everybody wants, the Kolobanov's medal for standing alone against at least 5 opponents. And at Tier 10, that is quite an achievement. This was 1,424 base experience points. The AMX-30B performed as you would expect. Only 1 shot missed this game, and of those, most of them penetrated with the 260mm of penetration this vehicle gets. You shouldn't expect much from the armor of this vehicle. Fair enough, the upper plate is very well angled indeed and 10mm thicker than the Leopard one, but it's still miraculous that he was able to bounce that T-34 shell, which enabled him to go on and win the game. Annoyed 21, thank you so much for submitting me this replay. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it makes me want to get into the AMX-30B and explore why I seem to have been enjoying this more than the Leopard 1 recently, and try and get a full and more objective opinion for you guys. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please consider giving it a like down below. It really helps the channel out. And if you want to see the predecessor to the AMX-30B, i.e. the AMX-30 prototype, which I think is one of the strongest vehicles at the moment at Tier 9, then simply click up here and you can go through to the AMX-30 prototype versus D-Day. And let me know in the comments down below if you are an AMX-30B driver. If you are, and if any of you have both this and the Leopard, which is your favorite and why? And what do you think the advantages are of the AMX-30B over the Leopard 1 and vice versa? And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic and hopefully I'll see you soon.